駆け抜け青春スパーキング。
A few days after the test of courage. The opening of the Kazami Festival was approaching slowly but surely, and my to-do list was steadily growing longer. My job was to coordinate information from one party to another, and then back again. But I was dealing with human beings, so there were inevitably misunderstandings, discrepancies, and misestimates, and gaps in understanding in the mix. I was responsible for ironing out any and all communication issues.
やっほー、遊びに来たわよ。
Oh, welcome. My gaze was fixed on my laptop as I waved my hand and gave that half-minded answer.
あれ、ユウひょっとして忙しい？
There's no by chance about it. I'm swamped, and it's all because of you. So don't blame you for being busy.
じゃあ私も手伝うわ。何かやらせて。
Unless you want to blame you. Oh, you, not why you. I don't really have anything that I can hand off to you.
何でもいいから考えてよ。
Alright, spin around 3 times over there. And go woof it. Excuse me? And go woof for me.
ワン。
Okay.
私は犬か。そうじゃなくて、ユウの負担を軽減したいの。
Sit quietly where you are then.
はーい。
I tapped away at my notebook. I tapped away at my notebook some more. I wanted the wording to have a softer tone to it.
暇よ。ねえユウ、本当に手伝えることないの？
I think our personalities are pretty at odds with each other.
言われてみればそうね。私はアウトドア派だけど、ユウはどっちかっていうとインドア派だし。
You don't worry about the little things, but I'm more the type who does.
私は社交的だけど、ユウは内向的というか、あまり他人に心を開かないわよね。
You're more haphazard while I'm the type to plan things out.
私が考えなしのおバカさんに聞こえるんだけど。
That's because you are. Bro, you think first, you act first, think later. What are you talking about? Well, something like that anyway.
ひっど、私だってちゃんと考えて行動してるし。
Anyway, you're not suited to delicate tasks.
じゃあユウは向いてるわけ？
Compared to you, I think I am. And that's why I can't hand off the task I'm currently doing, okay? I had left a portion of a previous task I had been doing to Hibiki before, but it just increased my workload. Whenever something came up, she would ask me, what do I do here? And I had to stop what I was working on. I wouldn't really mind if I weren't busy, but there wasn't much time left until the Kazami Festival.
ねえ私、もしかしてすっごい雑な女だと思われてる？
There are people who get things done on a large scale, and then there are those who take a smaller task and do them at a slow, steady pace. And the world needs both.
なるほどね。だったら私はでかく動かしたいわ。
I'm sure you do.
でもユウが忙しくて大変なのに何もできないっていうのはもどかしいわね。ねえユウ、もっと私を頼りにしてよ。そんなに私って役に立たない？
Didn't you also say that people should just do what they're best suited for? I rely on you plenty to help with the bigger things. Unfortunately, we weren't at the stage for this particular task yet.
わかってるんだけど、私はユウの恋人なの。ユウのことを助けたいの。何か私にできることってないの？
It's enough if you just there quietly. If you just sit there quietly and wait for me to finish.
わかったわよ。
Yeah, but that's
じゃあ
impossible
黙
for
って
you,
る。
isn't it? Well, I'm sure that'll be difficult for you, though. That's what I'm saying.
あのね、私だって空気くらいちゃんと読むわよ。
Or so she said, but Hibiki lulled me into a conversation and I made little progress on my task. Who would have guessed? I can read the mood, have an ass. You don't know any... You've never read the mood. The next day,
おはようゆう。
the same thing. Hey. Hibiki came over to hang out like usual while I was working on some financial documents.
ねえゆう、思ったんだけどさ、
What's that? It's not going to be good, is it?
この前の肝試しの時、ユウにおしっこしてるとこ見られたでしょ？
Why are you reminiscing on it like it was a good thing? But yeah, my thoughts exactly. I spotted as it came back to my mind. Don't you dare.
あれすっごく恥ずかしかったんだけど。
Good, they didn't flash back. Maybe I shouldn't be relieved yet. Come on. That was out of our control.
そうだけどさ、私だけって不公平だと思うんだよね。
You want to watch him pee? No.
だからユウも、私におしっこするとこ見せるべき。ユウ、
No. That's some bizarre logic.
トイレに行くときは私に教えてね。
Fine. Did I have to tell her?
どこ行くの？
to my room for a second.
いってらっしゃい。
He cannot be serious. Alright then. After I made it back to my room, I discreetly...
あ、ユウがトイレに行こうとしてる。
No, nuh-uh. She spotted me.
さっき右上見てたし、バレバレなんだからね。
What is this? What is this? It was unfortunate how perceptive Hibiki could be.
さーて、一緒にトイレに入ろっか。
No way.
私のおしっこは見たでしょ？
That was an accident. This is on purpose.
そうよ。単純に私が見たいの。
Is this a fetish, Hibiki? Your intellectual desire is no reason to humiliate myself. Your intellectual desire is no reason to humiliate myself. It's a weird sentence, but it's fine grammatically.
あっそう。じゃあいいや。
Hibiki holed herself up in the bathroom. Oh, okay. Hibiki,
ふーん
I'd like to use the bathroom.
どうぞ、お入りください。
Why are you like this? You get out first.
我慢は体に毒よ。
Was she going to seclude herself in the bathroom until I gave in? Where is Ritsu in all of this? I see. You're giving me no choice but to pee in the bathtub then.
ちょっと、そこまでして見せたくないわけ？私のは見たくせに。
More or less.
ちなみに、見た感想は？
That the female body's a mystery.
屈辱よ、これは。
Yeah, I couldn't see any of it. It was censored.
こうなったら、ゼが火でもユウのおしっこ見てやる。ほら、早く入りなさいよ。
Hibiki tried to tug me into the bathroom. Hey, stop, Hibiki. It's seriously gonna leak out. Excuse me? Is Ritsu gonna walk in on this?
はーい、おしっこチーしましょうね。
No!
楽しかった。すごいね。男の人ってあんなに飛ぶんだ。
Flying out like that. I'm not fit to be a husband anymore. A certain day in August, Hibiki put me through the greatest humiliation of my life.
駆け抜け青春スパーキング
And Ritsu was none the wiser. Bro, where is she? Not good. I'll have to bounce back from this. I felt sluggish after being humiliated by Hibiki yesterday, and I was struggling to get my work done. I had to bounce back, or it was going to be brutal later.
やあ、来たよ、ユウ。
Again, Hibiki randomly showed up at my place without prior notice. So she's been doing that since the start of the route. What do you mean? I made zero progress yesterday thanks to you. Don't budget on me today.
わかってるってば。
Did she really?
ねえ、ユウ。
Don't talk to me while I'm working.
そんな言い方しなくたっていいじゃない。邪魔者扱いしないでよ。もうお昼の時間だよって伝えたかっただけなのに。
Oh, it's that late already?
ねえ、私、そうめん買ってきたの。一緒に食べよ。
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds great.
リツ、そうめん一緒に作ろう。いいよ。
So Ritsu's been here this entire time? Even during the piss scene? Never mind. I decided to make as much progress as I could while Hibiki and my sister were making lunch. This might be a little over budget.
あ、ひびきちゃん、そんなにいっぺんに入れたの。あれ、ダメだった？吹き上がってお湯が。コンロが大変なことに。
Oh man, what were they doing? It looks like I've got no choice, looks like I've got no choice. I'll go help.
ごめんね、ユウ。
The next day,
ねえ、ユウ、まだ終わらないの？
collaboration and conversation is ongoing between all sorts of people up until the day of the event. And I'm sure it'll stay that way until it's over.
じゃあ私とのデートは？
Well, maybe you should have thought of that before giving him this job. Be patient.
しょんぼり。ユウってさ、私がいなくても全然平気だよね。私は毎日でもユウと一緒にいたいのに。
No, we are together every day.
それは私が会いに来てるからでしょ？
While he's working.
たまにはユウから会いたいなーって思ってほしいわけ。この微妙な乙女心、わかる？
This is bad. I haven't contacted Motegi to let him know the setup time changed slightly. Also, it's kind of hard for him to miss you when you keep coming to his house every day. Sorry, Hibiki. I need to make a call, so be quiet for me. The next day.
それじゃあユウ、今日はリツとお出かけしてくるから。
Sure, you two have a safe trip. It appeared that Hibiki and Ritsu were going on an outing today, but by the sound of it, I would be able to focus on prepping for the Kazami festival.
お兄ちゃん、一人で大丈夫？
Leave it to me. You don't have to worry about my end.
それじゃあねー。
Alright, let's do this. Better tear through some work before the two of them come back. It never ends. Personnel, staffing lists, time schedules, and as well as accounting and materials management. I kept plugging away, but there was no end in sight. I'd be screwed if the Residents Association or Motegi hadn't helped me. There was no chance with our lack of event experience that we could have managed this on our own. It was frustrating, but that woman had been right. But then, this is something Hibiki said she wants to do. As her boyfriend, I wanted to do this for her. It would make me happy if I could be of use to her. Alright, better work hard. I needed to give the headmaster a report on how things were going tomorrow. Once I overcome that, I just had to push on until the opening of the Kazami Festival.
Kakenuke 青春スパーキングやっほー遊びに来たよゆう
Hibiki came by again today. Hey.
ねえねえちょっと聞いてよ昨日家で怪我しちゃったのパパがワイングラス落として割っちゃって掃除を手伝ってたら指を切ってねいやーあんなにスパッと行くとは思わなかったな
Are you alright?
浅く皮膚が切れたくらいだから全然平気よ
That's great then.
よかったってよくないでしょ
Listen, you're not gonna farm pity points from you if you're saying you're fine. If it's just a shallow cut, alright? Shallow cut.
恋人の指が傷ついたのよもうちょっと心配してくれてもいいんじゃないねえゆうってば
Yeah? What is it? I looked away from the computer screen when she called out my name.
さっきから難しい顔してるけど何かあったの
I heard back from the headmaster, and she's putting a halt on the festival.
どうして
I explained the situation to Hibiki. The headmaster felt we lacked the necessary staff to deal with fire and disaster prevention. In regard to fire and disaster prevention, the food stalls, stage, and other accommodations had been re-inspected and would require improvements as needed. There was also likely no avoiding rearranging them to accommodate larger pathways, so I would have to make readjustments again. We may need to reduce the number of stalls depending on the circumstances.
それは面倒なことになるわね
I had already assumed the men from the food stalls that... I had already assured the men from the food stalls that everything was squared away, and I doubted they would be sympathetic to any last-minute changes.
わかったわそれは私から話を通しておく
We also still need to find qualified staff. The headmaster wants to perform a rehearsal on site, but the facilities won't be fully set up until the night before the event. A rehearsal in a complete venue is impossible.
じゃあ一部は仮でやるしかないんじゃない
I also think it would be impossible to gather all the staff together on the day before. We never planned for something like that, and there are definitely going to be people who are absent.
前日リハーサルに来るのが難しい人は当日の集合時間を1時間早めてそこで説明これ以上の対応は無理よ
Yeah, I agree.
だいたい1週間前に言われても困るわ今から変更なんて難しいに決まってるじゃない
That's because we're trying to finish construction as quickly as we can. The headmaster only learned about the situation 2 days ago. As the person in charge, the headmaster's demands were reasonable and respectable. And she wasn't trying to crush our spirits. That much was clear after reading her email. Our problems stemmed from our management team trying to push things through within a limited amount of time. A lack of experience wasn't helping, and also a lack of time. You thought up this thing. You thought of this fucking festival like a week ago. You didn't give the headmaster enough time. You didn't give yourselves enough time. I couldn't tell her that it couldn't be done. We had no choice but to do it.
そうだけど今からじゃ無理ってこともあるでしょそれくらい学園長だって分かってるんじゃない
I'd like to hope so. What weighed on my mind was the headmaster's comment, no objections to the academy's decisions will be accepted. I wanted to avoid the event being cancelled by any means necessary, especially after we had come this far. It wasn't going to be perfect, but we needed to have a backup plan. I'd probably have to go a step further and show just how submissive... Excuse me? I was by saying, we plan to do everything we can from this point forward. Whatever the case, making adjustments at this stage would only be a huge pain. I had already been busy enough, but now I had an even greater workload.
そうねまあでも仕方ないわ 頑張りましょ
Yeah. I was sure it would be simple if it were just a matter of taking the lead. I wish she would put herself in my shoes as the person who actually had to make those adjustments. Though that thought crossed my mind, but I would shake it off. I had volunteered to this to help Hibiki after all.
う。私に手伝えることがあったら言ってね、ユウ。
That isn't an excuse. Just because you volunteered doesn't mean you understood the workload. What do you mean?
って言っても、私には任せられないことの方が多いと思うけど。
You don't have any experience in this. The only reason you volunteered is because you wanted to impress Hibiki. Don't worry about it. I'll be alright.
本当？
Yeah.
そう、よかった。ところでユウ、明日は児童養育施設での学習解除なんだけど、ユウは参加できそう？
No, that would probably be difficult. It's a race against time from here on out. I'm sorry, but the summer break youth list isn't a priority for me right now.
でもユウ、これリリの発案なんだよ。
This is the problem here. The problem is that this should have never started from this should have never happened from the fucking beginning. All right, it should have immediately been stopped by the headmaster. Frame 1, when they go to her first and she says no. The problem is that you wanted to show off in front of Hibiki and try to convince the headmaster, and she gives him the go-ahead. So now he has all this workload, and now this is so fucking retarded. This shouldn't be a thing. They already have a fucking goal in this route. It's doing the bucket list. All right, they already did the confession, right? So the rest of the route is going to be the bucket list. They don't need a bigger fucking problem to deal with that didn't need to be a problem in the first place. All right, they could have easily have added a conflict in the camping thing. All right, because that was also on the bucket list. Why isn't no one bringing that one up? Oh, it could have easily been brought in. You could have easily included a conflict in that, because no one would have, it's just, what is this? It is a problem where they want you and Hibiki to be at fault in something, right? And they go around about this in the most convoluted way possible by, you wants to impress Hibiki, but he by doing all of this work, but Hibiki isn't aware of the fact that you is doing all of this work. I don't know. Like, what is this? It's Yu's fault for not informing Hibiki of how much work he's doing and needs help, but isn't going to say that he needs help. And then, it's Hibiki's fault because she thought up this festival like too late into the summer into the summer break. What is this? What is this whole like arc?
リリも忙しい間を縫って明日のために色々と準備してたみたいだし。
And now she's trying to guilt trip you because, we're going back to the fucking bucket list thing. The first thing they did, the first thing they thought up in this fucking route, they already did the test of courage, right? That means they're still doing the bucket list. And now they're going to fucking childcare or whatever.
できれば参加してあげてほしいんだけど。
I know that, but the headmaster might cancel the event entirely if I don't try to fix all this. Because I'm a festival in the youth list, which is more important. I'll tell you which one. The first fucking one. The one that they thought up at the start of the summer break. Not the one that she thought up impulsively without running it by anyone. and, didn't take any advice from anyone of, hey, maybe this wouldn't be a good idea. Because the only other dissenting voice, which was you, helped her in letting this festival go through with the headmaster.
どっちって、そんなの比べられないよ。確かに言い出しっぺは私だけど、どっちもみんなでやるって決めたじゃない。だからどっちもおろそかにはできない。上も下もない。私は部長だけど、だからって。だからこそ私が勝手に優先順位なんてつけられない。
Hibiki, you're sidestepping the issue. In an ideal world, of course you would choose both. However, there are times you have to look reality in the face and set an order of precedence. That's your job as the person on top. Being an authoritative figure meant you were responsible for the people who worked beneath you. There are occasionally times when those at the top were compelled to make harsh decisions, refusing to make a choice was the same as an abdication of responsibility.
わかってる。でも私は両立できるって思ってるし。
No, you don't know what happens. You don't know. And of course you're going to make both of them happen, and it's going to work out in the end. Because of course it's going to work out in the end, because this whole fucking route revolves around Hibiki. And nothing she does can go wrong. You can do it then. I don't think I'll be able to join you.
言うのわからずや。
You're the blockhead. Cut it out already. Hibiki looked startled when I raised my voice.
ごめんなさい。
Oh, come on. Don't make that face. I loved Hibiki. She was an adorable girlfriend whom I treasured most in the entire world. I didn't want to make her look so sad. I get it. I'll be there for our club activities tomorrow. But you're banned from coming over to my place until the Kazumi festival is over. Let me focus on preparations. If you're going to make both happen, have at least that much self-control.
わかった。
With that, a rather depressed-looking Hibiki went home. Is this the climax of the route now? Because the transitions are silent now. They're not upbeat anymore. It's the same in Shiori's route. Except this is a lot more infuriating. Because at least with Shiori, it was her problem. In this instance, Yu is shouldering too much of a burden, and Hibiki doesn't realize how much of a burden he's shouldering because he's not telling her anything. They're both retarded. That's the best way to put it. The next day.
みんな集まったわね。メンバーは全員来てるみたい。よかったわね、リリー。はい、人数が多いほど手厚く解除できますからね。本当に良かったです。フェスの準備で忙しい方もいると思いますけど、今日は子供たちと一緒に楽しみましょう。
どんな子がいるのかな。楽しみだな。
特に師匠には期待しています。実は子供たちに凄腕のマジシャンがいるというお話が事前に伝わってまして、マジックを楽しみにしつつ勉強にも励んでくれると思います。足しにしてすみませんが、よろしくお願いします。
Yeah, I got it. I gave her a strange smile. I had to assume Hibiki knew what Kashima had in mind. It was somewhat pushy in asking me to participate. What I did to Hibiki may have been wrong of me.
子供たちには国語、算数、英語、運動系のレクリエーション、この4つの科目から自分の好きなものを選んでもらいます。私たちも4つの科目ごとに分かれて解除することになります。皆さん、どういう分担にしましょうか？みんな、やりたい科目はある？
英語は苦手だし、
私は国語がいいかな。しおりちゃんも一緒にやる？リツがそう言うなら。
俺は算数がいいかな。
奇遇っすね。自分も算数やりたいって思ってたっす。
ひじりと一緒かよ。
なんすか？自分に喧嘩売ってんすか？
させん、なんでもないっす。
残りは英語と運動系ですね。運動は私とナギがいいんじゃないかな。ユウとリリは英語ね。
響き、遠野と一緒じゃなくていいの？
うん、別にいいよ。
遠野、もしかして響に何かした？
No.
ああ、気にしないでナギ。ユウはフェスの準備ですっごく忙しいのに、私が無理に参加しろって言ったから、ちょっと怒られちゃった。私がわがまま言っただけだから、ユウは悪くないの。
そう、ならいいけど。
Don't fucking do that. What is this? Listen, Hibiki, I'm not really angry.
わかってる。来てくれてありがとね。
Sure. I guess it was fine as long as she's happy, as long as she knew.
というわけで、ユウもやりづらいと思うし、今日は別々。いいでしょ、ユウ。
I'm fine with it either way.
ということでリリー、ユウを頼んだわよ。はい、任されました。そろそろ移動の時間か。リリー、いつものやつお願いね。わかりました。それでは皆さん、今日はよろしくお願いします。風見学園青春スパーキング。
We headed for the school as we were tutoring the students in one of the classrooms near the facility.
ねえ先生、ここわかんない。
はい、ここはですね、こういう風に書くんですよ。
そうなんだ。ありがとう。先生、後で素敵なマジックを見せてくれるんだよね。
そうですよ。あそこにいる人が凄腕のマジシャンです。私のお師匠様なんですよ。
Kashima said and pointed at me.
師匠とかかっこいい。早く見たいな。
これが終わったら一緒に見ましょうね。
はーい。
Kashima smiled and kindly taught the children. Kashima was so lively and seemed to have so much fun in these moments.
どうしたんですか、師匠。
While I was watching in the corner of the classroom to not disturb the children, Kashima came over.
さっきから視線を感じるのですが。
Oh, well, I was just thinking about how much fun you were having when teaching the kids.
はい、楽しいですよ。勉強って学ぶことも大切ですけど、まずは楽しんでもらうことが一番だと思っているので、この子たちはみんな何かしらの理由があって施設に入っているのだと思います。普通と違うことで辛い思いをしたこともあるでしょう。だからこそ人の優しさに触れる機会が何よりも大切だと思うんです。私はこの子たちにこの世界には楽しいことがいっぱいあるんだよということを伝えていきたい。それが伝われば一人でも勉強できるようになりますから。
Kashima's profile looked very mature as she kindly gazed at the children. You're amazing, Kashima.
そんなことはないですよ。私も人並みに学生らしい欲求はありますから。
Like what?
それは秘密です。でも響さんはすごいですね。あの人は何も隠そうとしない。常に明るくて前向きで、私には真似ができません。
I sure as hell hope you don't. You don't have to imitate her. We'd be in huge trouble with another one of her around. Yeah, the closest is Kika. But no, she's more mischievous than whatever the fuck Hibiki is.
そうかもしれませんね。響さん、少し様子が変でしたけど、何かあったんですか？
Well, kind of. I confided just a bit to Kashima, mostly in that I'd had an argument with Hibiki yesterday regarding the Kazumi Festival and the youth list. I acknowledged that I'd said too much, and a bit forcefully at that.
そんなことがあったんですね。
Hibiki knows what she wants to do, what she wants, and goes for it. She's amazing, and I want to support her, but it's hard when she expects the same from other people.
私も凡人ですし、気持ちはよくわかります。響さんは素晴らしい人だと思いますが、常に一緒にいたら大変でしょうね。たまには距離を置いてガス抜きをすることも必要なのかもしれません。もちろん二人の仲を引き裂くつもりはないですよ。遠野くんが疲れてしまわないよう自分なりの距離感をつかんだ方がいいかもというお話です。
I understand, really. Kashima was worried about me in her own way, and I was grateful for that. I'm glad I came to you for advice.
だったらよかったです。困った時はいつでも声をかけてくださいね。疲れた。子供ってほんと元気ね。あ、ユウがいる。ユウ。響さんは素晴らしい人だと思いますが、常に一緒にいたら大変でしょうね。たまには距離を置いてガス抜きをすることも必要なのかもしれません。もちろん二人の仲を引き裂くつもりはないですよ。遠野くんが疲れてしまわないよう自分なりの距離感をつかんだ方がいいかもというお話です。
I understand, really. I'm glad I came to you for advice.
知ってた。そりゃユウだっていつも私と一緒じゃ大変だし疲れちゃうよね。当然だよね。ユウ。
What is this? Fucking Christ.
みんなまずはリハーサルお疲れ様。
It was the day before the Kazumi Festival. We had safely completed the advance rehearsal requested by the headmaster.
ということでみんなに報告があるわ。学園長がリハの見学に来てたんだけどね。これなら大丈夫でしょって言ってくれたの。風見フェス無事に開催できます。やりました。
I can guarantee not everyone said, "Oh."
みんな準備に駆け回ってくれてありがとう。これはみんなが頑張った成果よ。特にユウ、本当にお疲れ様。
It's no big deal, really.
また謙遜しちゃって。
Everyone laughed at Hibiki's quip.
今夜行われる予定の機材搬入と組み立てが終わればいよいよ風見フェス本番よ。
The biggest item will be the beach hut's outdoor stage.
そうってことで海の家で解体と運搬を見守りつつモテギが貸してくれたバーベキューセットで前夜祭よ。
おお、肉だ。
これってしおりちゃんの発案だよね。一応そういうことになってます。そうよ。これは夏休み青春リストの活動でもあるわ。予定と違って前夜祭と合同になっちゃったけど、まあ問題はないでしょ。私は全然構いません。
Hibiki had changed plans the day before due to how busy I'd been.
じゃあしおり、いつものようにコールよろしく。大声を出すのはあまり得意ではないのですが、決まりなので従います。それでは皆さん、風見学園。
Well, no, you're very good at projecting your voice. It's just that only as Shiorin, okay? Not as Shiori.
青春サイキン。
And with that, the members of the youth collective kicked off a bustling barbecue.
ユウ、肉食えよ。これ超うまいぞ。
This says marbling, huh? Isn't this stuff pretty pricey?
お兄ちゃん、こっちにはホタテとかエビもあるよ。エビがめっちゃうまいっす。
Everyone was having fun barbecuing up their favorites. Oh yeah, where's Hibiki?
そういえばいませんね。
I scanned my surroundings, but she was nowhere to be found.
みんなちょっと注目。じゃじゃーん、見て見て、これがしおりデザイン風見フェス T シャツよ。
They really made a completely new. They really made a completely new design for the festival. You know, I'll give the artist that. At least they didn't half-ass the assets, but the writers definitely half-assed the story.
おー、かっこいい。そしてかわいい。
ありがとう。
She doesn't mean you. She means the shirt.
うっさい、わかってるわよ。
うん、デザインすごくいいと思う。しおりちゃん、よく頑張ったね。
もう少し凝りたかったんですが、時間の関係で妥協しました。
いや、十分だって。うおー、テンション上がるわ。
いよいよお祭りって感じっすね。
みんなには先にお披露目したくてね。そこで着替えてきたの。明日はみんなでこれを着て風見フェスよ。イエーイ！
Everyone's excitement level was maxed out.
最初はどうなることかと思ったけど、でもチャレンジしてみて本当によかった。これも全部響のおかげね。その通りです。部長、ありがとうございます。
やめてよ。私は大したことしてないから。頑張ったのはみんなでしょ。特にユウには負担かけちゃった。ごめんね。
No, it's fine. I was the one who chose to do it. More importantly, I'm sorry for all the harsh things I said.
いいの。気にしないで。ユウが寝る間を惜しんであれこれ走り回ってくれたからフェスが開催できるんだもん。感謝しかないわ。
Hibiki hadn't come to my place once since then, nor had she gotten in touch with me or for any unnecessary reason unrelated to club activities. She had consciously upheld the arrangement I had settled on, and yet she hadn't complained about it once. She was probably still upset about it, but she didn't let those negative feelings show on the surface. She was amazing. Such an amazing girl really was wasted on me. Shut the fuck up.
ところで響さん、ちょっとお聞きしたいんですが、このバーベキューの食材って誰が用意したんですか？私だけど、どうかしたの？これ、かなりお金がかかっていますよね。
そうそう、それ私も気になってた。後で割り勘にするの？
ここは私持ちよ。みんなは気にしないで食べて。
ダメですよ、そんなの。
She's right. Let me pay for it at least.
いいったらいいの。みんなにはフェスの準備で苦労させちゃったから、これは私なりに考えたけじめなの。だからお願い。これくらいはやらせて。そんな風にお願いされたら、断れないです。
ったく、響ったら、私たちに気を使いすぎよ。
そう？どっちかって言えば気を使わないタイプだけど。ほら、私って Going my way だからね。
It seemed she was going to stick to her guns, even if she had to force it. You refuse to budge once you've made up your mind on something.
そうよ。私はテコをへし折る
女。Yeah, sometimes that isn't a good thing, but you're not gonna find out the consequences of never changing your mind in this route.
ってことで、この話は終わり。
響ちゃん、エビとホタテが焼けたよ。
食べる食べる。
Hibiki headed off to the other side when Ritsu called for her.
響さん、大丈夫でしょうか？
Are you worried about something?
響さんってアクティブでエネルギッシュで本当に芯が強い人なんだなって思います。
Yeah, I've never seen her whine about anything.
でもそれって普通じゃありませんよ。人間なら誰だって迷ったり悩んだりするものです。それを誰にも見せないでいられるのは超人かヒーローくらいなものですよ。
いや、邪面ライダーの主人公は結構悩んだりするよ。そういう意味じゃ響より人間してると思う。
Okay, yeah, but like, I don't think Hibiki watches Kamen Rider, alright? I mean, Jamen Rider. Very close name to one of my friends. But Hibiki watches fucking Avengers and shit, alright?
そうなんですか？詳しいんですね。
いや、一般常識として知っているだけだから。遠野、ちゃんと響をねぎらってあげなさいよ。
Yes, I know. I planned on going along with all of Hibiki's whims, whether it was dates or otherwise, once the Kazumi Festival was over.
お、なんすか？エロい話でもしてるんすか？
Of course not. The only dirty thing here is your brain.
はあ？そんなこと言っていいんすか？
What?
この前、神楽坂先輩とエロブルーレイのやりとりしてたの。みんなにバラしてもいいんすよ。
Huh? How do you...
師匠。
遠野、あんた響っていう恋人がいるのに。
You could say that, and girlfriends go to a different stomach, or maybe that it's a gentleman's modest. What the fuck are you on about? You could say that and girlfriends go to a different stomach, or maybe that it's a gentleman's modesty. I'd been so busy making preparations for the festival lately that I hadn't gotten to see Hibiki, and I was a ball of pent-up stress. No shit. Shinji couldn't stand to see me that way. Said, I'll pick something out for you, and brought me an erotic Blu-ray. It had to be a Blu-ray, apparently. That guy. He couldn't stand the stuff, but did it for me.
言い訳必死っすね。
But why do you know this? Hey, wait. You've already told everyone.
いやいや、まだ内容はバラしてないっすよ。
You wouldn't. Not good. The Blu-ray had given me was formatted like a TV drama about a little... Hang on a minute. About a little sister and had a slightly precarious group scenario. It wouldn't shock me if the women of the youth collective questioned my character if they found out. At the time, Shinji had simply handed me a nondescript paper bag. Of course. Even if she was present to see the handoff, she wouldn't have known what was inside. You shouldn't know what it's about. That's a bluff.
じゃあ試してみます？
Oh. Alright, Ijiri. Let's have a little talk over there. I grabbed Ijiri by the shoulder and ushered her away. Like I said, how does she know?
ちょ、強引っすよ先輩。そんなに自分のことが気になるんすか？
What I'm interested in is how much you know.
浮気したいなら相手するっすよ。
Listen, all I'm saying, consult the list. Alright? I am interested in Kika. She's at the top of the list. Don't you worry. I'm all set.
また溜まってるから痴漢者なんてもう。
Not another word. I covered Hijiri's mouth and brought her further away from me. With me. What was this girl's deal? How did she know what the movie was about? Because Kika was the one who gave it to Shinji. I don't know. While we were off making a racket, the pre-party came to an end. At long last, tomorrow would be the Kazumi Festival.
Kakenuke 青春スパーキング
And it's immediately gone back to happy transition. That didn't take long.
はいはい。 青春部のみんな集まって。
It was two melancholic transitions. What was the fucking point? At least with Shiori, it was melancholic transitions until the end. The members of the youth collective gathered together at Hibiki's call.
現在時刻9時50分。開催まであと10分ね。
Like,
最後の確認をするわよ。
are they trying to leave it lighthearted to mask the fact that Hibiki is, I don't know, fucking stressed about something but doesn't want to make anyone worry about her, even though she has a boyfriend?
各人連絡事項よろしく。
では広報班から校門を確認してきましたが、かなりのお客様が待っていました。さっと数えただけでも50人くらいでしたね。
朝からそんなに？
はい、大盛況です。
リリーたちの宣伝のおかげね。ありがとう。
今の時間はじいちゃんばあちゃんが多いみたいだ。結構暑くなるみたいだし、重点的に見回りするぜ。
この様子だと日中から夕方、かなりの来場が見込まれます。皆さん気を引き締めていきましょう。わかった。スタッフのみんなにも伝えておく。遅れてた野外ステージの準備は30分前に完了したっす。音響テストもバッチリっすよ。柊さんにはステージで撮影係をしてもらう予定っす。
T シャツ班はもうやることがないので。あ、しおりが持ってるそれゴーパロでしょ。結構高かった気がするんだけど。
You tried really hard with that one, didn't you? GoPro? With a H instead of a not H? Wow. Good job.
とある筋から入手しました。
それにしても柊デザインのこの T シャツ、全員で着ると壮観だよな。
ワンチームって感じ。響さんではないですけど燃えますよね。暑苦しいのは小日向先輩のお箱なんすけど、今日だけは便乗させてもらうっす。
いいわよ。みんなも暑苦しくなっちゃ
え。Everyone laughed at Hibiki's cheer.
言うからは何かある？
The setup went well, and I gave the headmaster an update on our progress. She has officially given us the green light to open.
まあ当然よね。
Any accident or important messages will come in on the staff Lin group chat. So be sure to check your phone periodically.
わかりました。
We've established the tent near the school building as communication HQ. Hibiki and I, as well as any members with downtime, should go there and be on standby. We'll be ready to mobilize if anything comes up, so don't hesitate to contact someone.
いいわね、出動。燃えるわ。
Alright, Hibiki, the usual if you would.
そうね。
Hibiki looked around.
この風見フェス、みんなの頑張りはもちろんだけど、協力してくれた人たちがいなかったら、とても開催までこぎつけることはできなかったわ。まずは自治会の会長さん、そして自治会の皆さん、私たちのアイデアに乗っかってくれてありがとう。
いえいえ、こちらこそありがとう。こんな素敵な形に作り変えてもらって光栄です。
野外ステージを貸してくれた海の家のモテギ、あんたもありがとね。
いいってことよ。今度デートしてくれ。
悪いわね、もう恋人いるから無理よ。
マジかよ、ちくしょう。
Sorry, Motegi.
それから射的のおっちゃん、いろいろ面倒見てくれて本当にありがとう。
響ちゃんだから手貸したんだぜ。今日もまた人稼ぎさせてもらおうか。
キクコさんと老人ホームのみんなも急なバザーのお誘いに乗ってくれてありがとね。
生きているうちにまたこんな楽しそうな催しに参加できるなんて思っていなかったわ。ありがとう、響さん。
それから急なフェスのスタッフの誘いに乗ってくれたみんなも本当にありがとう。
イエーイ。
それからついでに学園長も風見フェス許可してくれてありがとね。
はいはい。怪我とか事故とか気をつけてね。
あとは青春部のみんな まずはリリー。
頑張りましょ
しおり。やりますよ。なぎ。
う。どんと任せて。
神楽坂。
よっしゃやったるぜ。
キッカ。
ミスやりましょう。
リツ。
頑張るよ。
It's finally time, huh? Everyone's hearts and eyes had collected on Hibiki.
それじゃあみんな風見フェス絶対に成功させるわよ。風見学園青春スパーキン。
Yeah, what they said.
皆様お待たせいたしました。これより風見フェスを開催いたします。
The final big event of the summer had finally begun. The Kazumi Festival.
すごいわ。続々と来てるわね。自治会の皆さんと一緒にチラシを配った甲斐がありました。
People were still pouring in 30 minutes after opening. Hibiki and I, as well as Kashima, stayed behind at HQ. Hiragi and Hijiri went to the outdoor stage, while the rest were patrolling the event grounds. Oh, we got a message from the Residents Association.
なんだって？
More guests came than expected, and they need help.
わかった。私が行ってくるわ。
それなら私も。
リリは何かあった時のためにここで待機してて。ユウはここを離れられないからね。
The headquarters was designed to be a contact point for all sectors of the festival, as well as perform intelligence gathering. It was effectively a control tower. Go ahead. I'll message you if something comes up.
任せといて。
響さん張り切ってますね。
Yeah, more than anything, she seems like she's having a good time.
来たわよ、自治会長。
ああ、響ちゃんですか。見てくださいよ、この行列。
Unlike the large, full-blown stalls solicited and prepared by the colleagues of the target practice attendant, he was running a much smaller table. Maybe partially because he was a familiar face among the locals. There was quite a lineup, but as the Residents Association's food stall,
響ちゃん。
Ritsu had already shown up to provide support and was frantically packing bags with yakitori and yakisoba.
忙しいよ。誰か手伝ってくれないか
ナギに聞いてみるわ。ダメね。今は手が空いてる人がいないみたい。
な。そっか。
ちょっと待ってて。
Hibiki zeroed in on a group of male students and rushed over to them.
ねえ、あんたたち暇？
何？
もしかしてデートのお誘い？逆なん？
ある意味そうね。
マジで？俺暇だぜ。
よかった。じゃあちょっと来て。
My god,
でも俺たち今並んでるんだけど。
these guys are so easy.
後でいっぱい食べさせてあげるから。
Hibiki dragged the boys over to the stall.
じゃあ手伝って。行列を見ればわかるでしょ。すごく忙しいの。暇ならあんたたちも手伝ってよ。
いやデートじゃないよねこれ。
ピークが過ぎるまででいいので手伝ってくれると。
そう言われてもな。
いいじゃない。せっかくの夏休みでしょ。あんたたちもただ食べるだけじゃなくて参加する側に回ってみない？きっと楽しいわよ。さあ、私たち青春部と一緒に青春しましょう。
そうだな。やるか。
袋入れるの手伝うよ。
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun. You fucking gaslit him into thinking packing bags would do.
二人ともよろしくね。
これが終わったらデートしてくれるんだよな。
悪いわね。私もう彼氏いるから。じゃあ、ここは任せたわよ。
足りない人員を現地調達ですか。さすが響ちゃんです。これはまたゆうくんと語り合いたいことが増えましたね。
戻ったわよ、ユウ。
Good work. Sorry to do this to you the second you get back, but we've got a problem. There's apparently some rough customer picking a fight with the shopkeepers at the bazaar. That's for Nagiko to deal with. What?
わかった。行ってくる。
いやだからさ、この小物がこの値段ってのはありえねえっしょ。
Hibiki soon discovered a young man was picking a fight with an elderly woman, acting as a shopkeeper at the bazaar.
でも私はその値段で売りたいと思ってて。
はあ？物の価値くらいわかれよ。
はいはい。そこのお兄さん、ちょっといい？
ああ？んだよ。
ここは学園のバザーよ。あんまり物々しいのは勘弁してほしいんだけど。
うっせえな。あれはこのババアと値段の交渉してるだけだ。
まあ、フリマやバザーで値段交渉はよくあることよね。それ自体を咎める気はないわ。でもね、脅したり威圧したりするのはダメでしょ。
知らねえよ。勝手にこのババアがビビってるだけだろ。
The young man cackled flippantly without a shred of remorse.
あ、そう。二人とも、今の話どう思う？
ああ、なるほどな。その話興味あんな。おい兄ちゃんよ、ちょっと面貸せよ。裏で話しようや。あんちゃんさ、お祭りってのは楽しくやんなきゃ。あ？そうだろ？
Oh god, he's got a gun!
なんだよあんたら。
The guy was clearly feeling overwhelmed when he was approached by the man who ran the target practice stall and an aggressive-looking Motegi.
脅したり威圧したりするのはダメ。わかった？
わかったよ。
The dejected-looking young man quickly made a break for it.
ああ、ありがとうね。助かったわ。
ごめんね、おばあちゃん。怖い思いをさせて。
大丈夫よ。あなたが響ちゃんね。
あれ？私のこと知ってる？
ええ、菊子さんから話を聞いているわ。本当に優しくて強くて素敵な子ね。
照れるな。とにかくおばあちゃんも風見フェス楽しんでね。戻ったわよ、
Oh, good work. How did everything go?
ユウ。柄の悪い男がお店のおばあちゃんにイチャモンつけてたわ。
Seriously? Seriously? What happened?
モテギと射的のおっちゃんを連れてったら尻尾巻いて逃げてったわよ。
Yeah. Anyone would run from that. Those two look terrifying. And especially when he has a gun. Especially since one of them has a gun.
さあ、他には何かない？
Yeah, there sure is. We got one report of a lost child and his parents. And his parents are waiting for him by the staff room.
わかった。私が探しに行ってくるわ。ユウ、戻ったわよ。まだ何かある？
I received word from Kaido that one of the staff collapsed from heat stroke.
みんな水分補給はしてるの？
Senpai's addressing it, so I assume they are.
心配ね。私、水と塩飴を配ってくる。そろそろお昼の時間だけど、みんなの昼食は？
We have enough lunchboxes prepared for the staff. The thing is, I'm not sure what happened, but we somehow ended up with more staff than we started with, and don't have enough food.
ああ、それ私がそこら辺でスカウトしたからかも。
Come on.
大丈夫よ。足りない分は私が用意するから。暑いわね。
The weather report says it's supposed to be over 35 degrees this afternoon. That's Celsius if you didn't realize.
それ、野外ステージの観客は大丈夫？
I do think it'll be quite hot.
そうだ、いいこと思いついたわ。モテギにパラソル出せないか聞いてくる。
That was roughly how the day went. Whenever trouble popped up, Hibiki ran to the scene and resolved everything in no time at all.